I am sitting in for him, and actually I have a PA alum live here with me, Max Chang. Welcome,
Yay.
Max.
Yay.
For people who are watching this, we ask you to bear with us. You will be seeing a lot of Public Allies staff walking behind us, and some might not even know that we're doing this. Public Allies, in the last couple of years, has committed itself to working more and engaging more allies, people as allies, who are what in the field are referred to as opportunity youth, people who are either disconnected from employment or disconnected from a track to higher education. So with this population that Public Allies is working with more now, what are some of the challenges, but also some of the potential that you see?
When New York, we decided to at least informally begin to refer to this group as next generation youth. So I might throw that term out there. But what Raul is getting at is really important. Is really looking at a really large population of our nation who are not engaged in meaningful ways. And if you really think about it, young people 17 to 24 who may not have access to meaningful employment, or may not have access to educational advancement, we might in the next 5-10 years be left behind in really drastic ways. As a nation, as a society. And we've learned so much. I've learned so much from our next generation youth who have tremendous stories to share, who have tremendous resilience around some of the factors that could hold back any other person. They're here and they're working and they're making things happen. And for me, that's I think what our sector needs to start looking at more is how do we find heroes, heroines, leaders in unlikely places.
What would you say to alumni? Why is now a good time to kind of either reach out to your, where you graduated from, and be engaged?
Yeah, no, this is for you all, for sure. I'm not sure where to look. But now's the time. I think we have a critical mass. I mean, we have 20 plus sites, thousands of alum. I'm very fortunate to be here in Milwaukee for this regional training. I'm learning a little bit more with other sites around the things they're doing. But just imagine, for us, we think about this a lot in New York, just imagine if all of our voices are heard as alum, Public Allies alum, around the issues that we're really passionate about. Just imagine if we're all advocating for the people that need to be at the table, who need to be their voices heard. Just imagine if we're, if our faces are the ones that are sitting on boards, if our faces are the ones sitting in the CEO seats. That would be a movement. That, for me, is what I think of when I think of my experience as an ally, what I think about when I think of really in the end goal, the end game of what Public Allies is building a movement, especially of folks that look like the communities we're working in. And so now is the time, more so than any, I think, that we need your referrals, and the same goes for us. We need your referrals, we need your partner organizations, your candidates. We need your participation, and everything as big as leading a training, that's 2-3 hours of your time to lead training, to just a phone call, a conversation, come visit the office. If you're ever in New York, look me up, come visit the office. These sorts of things, now's the time. And so I think it's always going to be the time, but right now we have a critical mass of folks that if we just all kind of connected, and what I would encourage us all to think about, and I know all local sites are thinking about this, is rather than visiting New York, and when you're visiting, because if you are, or if you're from New York, then this speaks to you, but if you're visiting, great, do that, but develop that in your community. What can we start developing and increasing on the groups that are already being developed, affinity groups within LA, within Milwaukee, within Minnesota, within New York City, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that within those groups, alumni are leading the charge. And so I think now's the time. And this guy, you'll hear from him, because he's going to help. He's going to help with that too.
All right, we're going to close up. This is your final word to MacArthur and Gigwa.
Thanks for watching, everybody. And he's a much better host than I am. Max Chang, everybody. Max Chang.
Thanks all.
Thank you very much,
Great.
Max.
Awesome.
Wonderful. All right. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye.